Hey, welcome to our real estate podcast, where we talk everything real estate, sales, and investments. In today's podcast, we've added home staging. So we talk about real estate investments, sales, and now home staging. I'm your host, Ngosan Kandu. I am the CEO and founder of Kingdom Real Estate Agency. Let us find your dream property. I am excited today because I'm hosting one of the legends. She's an icon in the staging industry. Madam Suheir Falconer from Noir
Noir Interior Design.
Interior Designers. Welcome to the Real Estate Podcast.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, Ngosa.
Awesome. We've been discussing about having this discussion, I think, for a while. And
I
finally,
think for quite a while we finally found some time to
Sure.
sit down. Yeah.
awesome. I'm sure everybody's eager. They're itching to know who you are. Who is Suhail?
Okay. Well, if I tell you a bit about myself,
Sure.
I actually grew up in Zambia.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I did my schooling here, and I was at Baobab College.
Awesome.
When I finished, I decided to fly off to university.
Okay.
I studied in Europe.
Sure.
I actually studied as a pharmacist.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I have a pharmacy degree, and after I finished, so I'm the type of person I'm a very family oriented.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I like the culture. I like cultural things and family things, and I think that's something that I missed a lot in
Sure.
Europe. I think the vibe was different, the way of life was different,
Sure.
and that's something that I really missed a lot. So I decided after my studies, I did work for a little over a year
Okay.
in Belgium, and I decided I'd come back to anywhere in Africa really, as long as it's back in Africa.
Sure.
So I came back to Zambia for a bit, then to South Africa, and then I was back in Lebanon. So I do travel quite a bit.
Awesome.
And then finally I decided to come back and settle here in Zambia.
Awesome.
I had quite a few issues with my papers regarding
Okay.
the pharmacy,
Sure.
and so I didn't want to bother with it too much anymore. I decided to just be an entrepreneur
Sure.
and start something new.
Okay.
And so I decided to study to become an interior designer. I got my degree and just jumped straight into it. Opened up my company,
Awesome.
and I started doing projects here in Zambia.
Okay. So now I just learned of it that actually you are a pharmacist by profession.
Yep.
So now I'm trying to imagine the switch. I know it was an issue of papers.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Funny enough, I've always been a very creative person.
Awesome.
Like I excelled in quite a lot of subjects, like the sciences, obviously. I also excelled in English literature.
Sure.
I love stories, the way people spoke in books. I really liked literature. And another thing I really loved was art. So anything that had to do with being creative and creativity, I've always been good at.
Awesome.
Now, if I don't know how your parents are, but I feel like the old generation,
Yeah.
once you finish school, their advice is always, listen, you wanna make something of yourself, you wanna be independent, here's what you do. Either you're a lawyer,
Sure.
either you're a doctor, or you're an accountant.
Yeah.
You pick.
Sure.
So those were the fields, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
Sure.
They gave me the best advice that they knew. They didn't know any better.
Sure.
And I think in those days, anything that had to do with creativity
Yeah.
was really regarded as limiting.
Yeah.
So, it's the typical starving artist
Sure.
lifestyle, which
Sure.
even I thought that, like, if I had to do anything with the art or
Mhm.
creativity, that would be my life. I would
Sure.
be a starving artist.
Yeah.
And it's only, I guess, more recently that you can really see the world is full of lots of different career paths
Sure.
that have to do with creativity.
Yeah.
And once I tapped into, I fell back into
Yeah.
that. I loved it. I
Sure.
really did. So I didn't find that switch very. It was more exciting for me.
Okay.
And another thing you must remember is in pharmacy, yes, I do
Yeah.
love it, but I was always working for someone else.
Yeah.
This
Gotcha.
was my opportunity to become a big girl and
Also.
say, okay, I'm doing my own thing. I'm actually gonna do this. And I'm also the type of person who at least has to try.
Sure.
Whether it works or doesn't. I don't like having regrets in my life.
Awesome.
Right? So
Yeah.
I want to do this thing. I want to give it a go, and we'll see where it takes me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, I love it. So now, interior design.
Yes.
We get into the matter. What is interior design? Or what is the difference between home staging, interior design, and the normal decor that people do?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think let's start with the home staging. I'll give you
Sure.
a bit of a definition between the three
Yeah.
because they integrated.
Sure.
If you want, we all serve the same clients, including you.
Oh, yeah.
We all serve people who live in homes.
Sure.
Okay? And there are different ways to serve them, and we serve them at different moments in
Sure.
our lives. So, for example, you take a look at what are they going through in their life, right? Someone has a big change in their life. People want to, as time moves on, people
Sure.
want to grow.
Sure.
People want to move higher up in status,
Sure.
in size. Family, people want to settle down.
Sure.
So there's all sorts of different reasons why people would want to either move into a new house, buy a new house, sell a new house.
Sure.
And then once they get into the house, so that first part is covered by home staging.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So home staging is we want to stage the house or decorate the house with the purpose of selling it.
Okay.
All
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is home staging is used as a marketing tool.
Sure.
And with the purpose of enhancing the first impression of the house
Yeah.
to potential buyers.
Sure.
Now, the ultimate goal of staging, obviously, is to reduce the days on market
Sure.
of the house and to also increase the profit,
That's true.
right? To be able to sell it for a higher price tag.
Sure.
Now, once we're done with home staging, the people move into their house. Now they need it to be furnished.
Sure.
Or some people who buy land, they need it to be built.
Yeah.
Or some people have lived for 20 years in the same house and they would like to update. These are all the moments in their lives that
Sure.
they go through that they would need different types of services. This is where interior design comes in.
Yeah.
So as a designer, I help them either, if it's a new build, with working with an architect, we design a house for them. The architect would do the shell.
Yeah.
I
Then
do
you do the inside.
Exactly, I
Yeah.
do the interior. So we do a selection of finishes,
Okay.
the fixtures, and then once that's done, we do the furnishings or a renovation. You as the realtor, it serves you because it helps you get more clients.
Sure.
It helps you get the listings. It helps you sell faster, and it helps you get more profit.
Sure.
Me as a designer, it helps me get more clients for my interior design
Sure.
because they can see the potential
Yeah.
of their new home.